Alright, take a seat. Today, we have another exciting executive report for members of our community. In today's report, we'll be discussing the recent licensing agreement between Novo Nordisk and US-based biotech Deep Apple Therapeutics. The deal is worth up to $812 million. So let's dive right in and get started. We'll cover three aspects in this report. First, we'll discuss the product value proposition and how the therapies are expected to disrupt the market. Second, we'll analyze the competitive landscape and how this deal allows Novo to maintain its leadership position. Third, we'll project the financial implications for both companies, taking into account market size, penetration, and pricing. Before we start, if you're not already part of our community, consider joining. As a member, you'll gain access to our full library of over 1,000 due diligence reports, weekly idea generation calls, office hours with us, and much more. Here's what happened. On June 11, 2025, Novo Nordisk, the Danish pharma giant, entered a licensing agreement with US-based biotech firm Deep Apple Therapeutics. The deal grants Novo Nordisk exclusive global rights to develop and commercialize oral small molecule therapeutics targeting a novel non-incretin GPC are relevant for cardiometabolic diseases, including obesity. This product has multiple advantages. First, it offers an oral alternative to existing injectable therapies, improving patient adherence and convenience. Second, it targets a novel non-incretin GPCR, which could be effective in patients who don't respond to current treatments. Third, it's expected to address a broader range of cardiometabolic conditions beyond obesity, expanding its therapeutic applicability. From a technology perspective, this is a classic example of a technology niche push. Deep Apple leverages artificial intelligence to drive drug discovery by screening billions of virtual compounds to identify novel therapeutics. From a market perspective, there's a clear niche pull. The global obesity and cardiometabolic drug market is roughly $150 billion in size, with strong demand for effective, easy-to-use oral therapies. Additionally, while real-world evidence data is pending, the switch from injectables to oral drugs should improve patient adherence, potentially leading to better long-term outcomes and cost-benefit advantages in population health management. Next, let's discuss the competitive landscape. In the past year, Eli Lilly's Zepbound has recently surpassed Novo's Wegovy in terms of US prescriptions, demonstrating rising competitive pressure. Novo's strategy to diversify with novel oral small molecules aims to maintain its leadership position by addressing unmet needs and expanding its market share. Finally, let's discuss market access. Novo Nordisk will utilize its well-established global infrastructure and regulatory expertise to expedite development, approval, and market launch. Its strong healthcare provider relationships will facilitate swift reimbursement and patient access. Moving on to valuation, here's what we know. Novo Nordisk is a public company with a market cap of roughly $300 billion. Deep Apple Therapeutics is currently valued at approximately $600 million to $800 million. The Novo deal significantly validates its platform. Assuming a 10 to 15% revenue ramp starting in 2027 and applying a 12 to 15% discount rate to reflect biotech risk, we project the enterprise value could reach $1.5 billion to $2 billion within 5 years. This growth will be driven by milestone payments and royalties tied to the oral small molecule program. Based on these projections, Deep Apple could go public or be acquired by Novo or another strategic peer in 3 to 5 years. Following positive clinical data, we estimate a potential IPO valuation between $1.5 billion and $2.5 billion. Post-IPO EPS growth is expected to be rapid from 2027 onward, supported by royalty income and milestone achievements. Finally, let's discuss contingent value rights or CVRs. Given the early-stage nature of Deep Apple's pipeline, CVRs may be employed in future transactions to balance upfront payment risks with performance-based rewards. CVRs allow shareholders to participate in upside linked to clinical milestones or sales thresholds, aligning incentives and smoothing deal structures. Finally, let's model some scenarios. To further understand the commercial potential and valuation impact for Deep Apple's oral small molecule therapies, we modeled 3 scenarios based on varying assumptions about market penetration and drug pricing. In our scenario 1, we assume conservative market penetration of 5% and annual drug pricing of $3,000. We project $7.5 billion in annual revenue by year 5. Our base case assumes 10% market penetration and $6,000 annual price with $30 billion in projected annual revenue by year 5. Lastly, in our optimistic scenario, we project 20% market penetration and a $10,000 annual price resulting in $100 billion in projected annual revenue by year 5. These scenarios show how different levels of adoption and pricing can significantly affect valuations. In conclusion, the Novo Nordisk Deep Apple Therapeutics partnership represents a strategic move to strengthen Novo's market position by incorporating innovative oral therapies. These therapies address the evolving needs of patients and the market and offer a potential path to sustained growth and differentiation in a dynamic environment. By diversifying its portfolio through this collaboration, Novo Nordisk demonstrates its commitment to delivering effective solutions for individuals living with cardiometabolic conditions. The financial implications of this deal are substantial, with both companies poised to benefit from the development and commercialization of promising new treatments. By leveraging their combined strengths and expertise, Novo Nordisk and Deep Apple Therapeutics aim to improve the lives of countless individuals and make significant contributions to the field of medicine. Thank you for joining us in today's report. If you found this analysis helpful, please give us a thumbs up and stay tuned for more insights. And if you haven't already, we hope you consider joining our community to access more in-depth due diligence reports, weekly idea generation calls, and office hours with our team. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next report soon.